going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want.
Hey guys, Coach Dan here. I've been lifting for over 20 years. I hold a degree in exercise and sports science, and I've been coaching others for 10 plus years. On this channel, we are all about evidence-based muscle growth or hypertrophy training. In today's video, I'm going to take you through lower body workout number 3 for the week. That's right, 3. I'm going to show you what I do, explain why I do it, and show you exactly how to execute so you can apply to your own training. So this has been the first week of a new training structure for me, where we've gone upper body and lower body for 6 days throughout the week. So some considerations and some things to think about here is definitely recovery. So only having 48 hours gap rather than 72 hours gap on my previous program, which was a push lower body pull program, push lower body pull for 6 days, makes a big difference. So per session then, the amount of work that you put in is got to be considered. Can you recover in 48 hours and go again? So for example, today from my other lower body day, my glutes and hamstrings are still a little bit sore. So that's something to note down next time. Can I recover? Do I need to do less work for glutes and hamstrings on my previous lower body day? Things like that. So I've enjoyed it though, but yeah, definitely in consideration. It's been pretty tiring. It's quite difficult, but we shall see over the next couple of weeks if it's sustainable and how it goes. So I know what you're thinking. You're saying you're doing lower body, but you're at a lateral raise machine, because you know what they say, the shoulders are the glutes of the upper body. No, I'm just kidding. On this day, as you may have seen throughout the week, we're not only doing lower body, but we're doing lateral delts. So because I do a significant amount of volume for my lateral delts, if I put it on my upper body day, which I already do a decent amount of volume towards all the other muscle groups, it becomes a pretty chunky session. Whereas this session for my lower body doesn't require as much volume. So if I can get this on this day, spreads it more evenly across the week, and it makes sense as far as structure goes. So on this day, I'm going to do a single arm machine lateral raise, and I'm going to do it somewhat uniquely, where I kind of turn away from the machine, bring the handle into me, and then raise out on a slightly different path. So instead of just doing this conventionally, where we're going here out to the side, I'm going to kind of step into it like this, bring my hand into me, and raise my shoulder in that kind of position there. So just pulling my arm into a different position, stretching my lateral delt out slightly differently to see, well, to just potentially move it in different paths. So you do, lateral raises here. Sometimes we can do behind the back ones, you do in front ones, and I just mix those up a bit. And I like this one, and it looks like the path of my arm is about right for using my lateral delt really well. All right, let's not muck around a little bit. We get this done, and then we get into the leg stuff for today. Alright guys, next up we have our quad dominant movement for the day. We had some mic issues again. I'm going to have to upgrade to some commercial grade stuff like they do in the cinemas. So this is the lying pre-core hack squat. Now I traditionally like the standard 45-degree hack squat for my quads. But this new gym I'm at has this variation and it feels really nice, really smooth. It doesn't feel like it crushes you or fatigues your system as much as a standard hack squat. So I've got a slide in here. I set my feet pretty low, just like with a standard hack squat. I want to make this as quad dominant as possible. If you wanted to make this more glute dominant, you'd go feet higher on the platform, getting more hip flexion and less knee flexion, so more stretch on your glutes, less stretch on your quads. But other technique cues are the same. Controlling the down phase, gentle tap, allow that big amount of knee flexion, and then drive up. And we're trying to focus in on our quads here. So I'm a big fan of this so far. I've only done this, well, this is pretty much my first day. I tried it the other week just to kind of test it out to see if it would be worthwhile, and looks like it is. So we will progress with this one. We'll check in with our starting weights, and then we can progress over the next X amount of time. So happy days here. Stay tuned for the working set. Let's give it some here. Okay, that lying hack squat done. Nothing wrong with that, that's real nice. Quaddy, moderate rep range, so like 8 to 15 reps for me feels pretty good. Unloads the spine. I feel tired, but I don't feel crushed like a squat might. So that might be a variation to try and progress with over the next couple of weeks to months. So next up we go the good morning. So yeah, 2 days ago, this is a Saturday workout for me. 2 days ago, Thursday, I did a stiff-legged deadlift with the multi-squat machine. This is another hip hinging movement. Now, they're varied, obviously. I'm doing it on this one because you can change the weight where it's difficult because of these weight horns and how they relate to the hinge. So when they're directly out from the hinge, that weight, or closest to being directly out, that's when it's harder. So you can see that hinge is above the point. So when I go down, it will be hard at the bottom and get easier as we come up. Anyway, yeah, can I do 2 hip hinging movements in 1 week, or will that be too fatiguing to my back and other things like that? Will that be recoverable? We'll see. I just used to have a plain old belief that no, you can't do 2 sets, like 2 deadlifts versions or 2 heavy or hard hip hinge versions in 1 week. But that's just a preconceived idea I've had. I've never actually tested it recently, so could be a yes, could be a no. So this is a hammer squat power machine, and it's good. I use this for squats. I've used this for split squats. I actually really like it. So it hammered my ass 2 days ago. Yeah, difficult. We can make it difficult where we want. We can make it difficult at the bottom, which I'm going to do today. We can make it difficult at different ranges if you have injuries, whatever. So it's quite good. It's stable, all these kinds of things. So again, I haven't tried this one much. I've tried it in passing and tested it out, but never actually to a high level of difficulty. So we'll be learning a bit as we go and learning over the next couple of weeks. So I'll tuck in. So yeah, one of the things I'm not certain of yet is going to be foot placement, how far forward, how far back, etc. So we're going to start off pretty standard, kind of get these locked in, handles come in, Butt goes back with a neutral spine. Feel that hamstring stretch. Drive up. Drive up. So, yes, we will see. We shall see. It's a bit of an experiment game, so you've got to sometimes run the experiment. Can't just say, in theory, I don't think this will work, or I think this will work. Sometimes we've got to play the game to see who wins. All right, let's do it. Okay, we're going to finish off the workout with a little voiceover as we do some of our isolation movements to finish the workout. We've got leg extension to come here, you've got that hustler bot going in there for some extra range of motion. If you're a fan of range of motion, check your setup out. Very, very good range of motion. As I kind of get, so being that this is the first week of this plan or program, it takes a little bit of time to figure out the setting up of different machines that you potentially have used before, but once you kind of got that set up, then you kind of note it down, and then you have that each time you go back to your notes. Have a little look at this range of motion, look at that knee flexion we're going to get here, crank that all the way back. So first week of this program, upper body and lower body split has been quite good. Some of the challenging things I've found is that, yeah, it's quite difficult and the recoverability is pretty challenging, so you only have 48 hours before you hit the same muscle group again. So with that in mind, the amount of work we do per session has to be manipulated a little bit such that you can recover in 48 hours. Whereas I'm used to having about 72 hours between each body part, so a push-pull lower split. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind as we go through this program. And yeah, I've been pretty knackered, pretty challenging workouts coming back 48 hours later and going again, but I'm enjoying them. I think they're pretty good as we finish up our leg extensions here. Go on, son, get it. You gotta get it. There you go. Yeah, so we are week 1 down, and then essentially all we're going to do is play a little experiment game. Can we recover from this type of training? Can we recover from this 48 hours? Do we have to change exercise selection to be able to recover? Like, what is it that we need to do? Or plain and simple, it just doesn't work for us and we need to kind of adjust and go back to the old way of doing things. But yeah, so far it's been good. I have been able to put a similar amount of work into my back as far as upper body goes, but everything else has had to reduce a little bit. So these are just some considerations to keep in mind. So machine abduction here, so taking away, this is a glute dominant exercise for today. I like to lean forward onto the machine. If the job of the glutes is hip extension, leaning forward gives us that extra hip flexion and therefore hopefully stretching the glutes out that little bit more. So glute exercise for today, nothing too hectic, just a standard machine abduction, and the glute is potentially responsible for some abduction as it's kind of aligned onto the side of the leg and then onto your pelvis. So, and you feel it in your butt, so that's a good one. We head back out next. So after this, we head over to the lying hamstring curl. Now this is the same brand of machine, the Prime machines, and the sort of trademark of the Prime machines is that they have these 3 loading horns on the side of the machine where you can make it difficult or hard in different parts of the movement and therefore align with your own strength. Or potentially just, yeah, make it hard where we we now sort of understand might be the most valuable part of the movement, which is the stretch position. But again, it's not for all situations and all people. So for this particular one, what I didn't really like is kind of the weight kind of floats off your leg at the end. And you kind of lose a bit of contact with the pad itself. So that's something to keep in mind. So lying hamstring curl, we go on the plate loaded version. There are a couple other versions at this gym, so that might be worthwhile trialing those out. But we are finishing up here. And yeah, it felt pretty good, but I might try some of the other ones at this gym to see if they are worth doing. Now, another couple things to keep in mind with my upper body and lower body split is what exercise selections I'm doing. So if I do, my lower body sessions as an example, I do a stiff-legged deadlift now on a Thursday, and then a good morning on this session. So good morning with that plate-loaded machine as we set up for our GHD leg raise here. So again, I haven't always been a massive fan of doing multiple hip hinge movements or heavy movements like that in one workout. So we'll have to see if we can recover from that, but we have to separate those days a little bit. GHD leg raise here, I do this because that pad essentially allows you to open up and stretch out the abs around the pad. I would normally use ankle weights, but I didn't bring them on this day. So that is all at body weight for today. Finishing off here, we head over straight into the donkey calf raise. This is how I like to set up my supersets, such that they're close together and they're quite efficient, because we're at the end of the workout and these two movements don't affect each other too much. So that is that. Easy peasy, only 2 sets here because I've got plenty of volume throughout the rest of the lower body sessions for the week. And that about wraps us up, guys. So if you are liking the content, make sure to hit subscribe and like and do all the good YouTube stuff. And as always, I'll let you finish off this video with some raw calf raise action. As always, it's about progress over perfection. Coach Dan, signing off.